This is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has something for everyone, like New York-style pizza, lasagna, chicken, veal, or eggplant parmesan, homemade meatballs, plus a variety of seafood selections and favorites, like the steak burger and southern pork chop. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-thru windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity, next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. When your AC needs repair or replacing, call on the reliable service professionals of Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Go to delcorinc.com or call them at 252-321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals in Greenville. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on Pirate Radio 92.7, 104.1, 1250, 930, online, pr927fm.com. Are we on video? We are?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to shut it back down. YouTube disconnected, but we should be back on Facebook and YouTube now.
All right. Well, all right. I can't pull it up, but hopefully you can see us. Stephen Igoe is here. HoistTheColors.net. Stephen, I noticed your hair is light. Are you one of those where if you get in the sun, your hair like gets lighter?
I guess so, yeah.
Have you not noticed that? Your hair looks like it's blonder than it's been. Are you coloring it?
I mean, I really haven't spent that much time in the sun, but no, I'm not coloring it.
You play golf?
Your eyebrows look blonder.
That's true, yeah.
You got a little facial hair going. What's that about?
I do need to shave.
Man. I'm one of those people.
Why are you guys so particular?
I don't know. It's just your hair looks almost white to me. It's like it's bright.
Maybe next week when I come back, it'll be darker. I'll just go sit inside in a dark cave, no lights on, to see if I can come back with some brown hair next week.
Has Erica said anything about me lately? Are we cool?
Yeah, I think you are cool. I think she's forgotten about it.
Oh, good. All right, moving along, Steven, we'll talk a little more baseball, but let's talk some Pirate football. We'll start our position previews probably in June and start talking Pirate football going position by position. But, speaking of Pirate football, how many days away are we from kicking things off in Charlotte, North Carolina? There's only one way to find out. Our ring person, Chandler Honeycutt,
with the getaway sticks.
Look at those yams. Look at those getaway sticks. 115 days away from kicking things off at Bank of America Stadium. Stephen Igoe will be there. I will be here. Shirley will be here. Chandler will be here.
Yep.
But Stephen will be there. We'll go on the Fixed NC Live line to talk to Igoe pregame. I think you were asked about this in the latest VIP chat, Igoe, the talent level between App State and East Carolina. How did you answer that question?
I think it's pretty similar, honestly. I mean, I think App probably has a little bit more experience across the board. If I'm picking a quarterback, I'm taking Holt Nailers over Chase Bryce, the transfer they got. I mean, they lost Zach Thomas to the professional ranks. He opted to move on. They brought in the Duke transfer, former Clemson quarterback, who honestly had pretty poor numbers at Duke last year. I don't think he's that bad. He was not in a great situation, but he's not a guy to me that's going to come in and scare you a ton. But they got two really good running backs, really solid defense, some good DBs and linebackers that can run. Offensive line did lose a couple pieces, but they just picked up a transfer today from Western Carolina, who ECU had shown some interest in. So, I mean, I think that they're very similar in some regards. Play similar defensively, move around a lot, aggressive. So I think it really will be a very balanced, evenly matched game.
All right, good answer. And you can get more of that on the Hoist the Colors VIP chat. Charles on Facebook Live says, why are you obsessing over Steven's hair clip? Is that some fetish of yours? Yeah, Charles, hair is a fetish of mine. And judging by your Facebook picture, you don't have a lot of it, so you don't have to worry about me fetishizing over your hair. All right, Steve. No, I just thought it looked lighter. I've moved on.
No, I mean,
I've moved on. We're on to football. We're on to ECU topics. Stephen, your Hoist the Colors projected depth chart for the fall. Who will be starting against App State at Bank of America Stadium? I love articles like this, looking ahead. One thing I like about this roster, Igoe, this will be the same. This will be fun, too, for league games as well, probably. We'll know a lot of the players, right?
Yeah, I mean,
a ton of returns.
Know basically everybody on the team. I mean, even most of the new guys outside of a few transfers are going to be pretty far down the depth chart, developmental guys. So, I mean, really, if you follow the program and you follow the personnel, you should know pretty much everybody on the field this year.
Looking at the positions, and we'll run through them real quick. You have Emmanuel Hickman as one of the starting defensive ends, and Hickman, if I recall, came in as a tackle. How much football has he played so far at ECU?
A good amount. Last year, he was basically he didn't play much at all his freshman year. Last year was the second freshman year, and he played a good amount because he was the top backup to Chris Willis.
Okay, yeah.
Who had moved on due to graduation. So you got a ton of guys there competing at that end spot. The rush outside linebacker spot and the defensive end spot, you have some guys who can play both. Hickman is more of a down defensive end, but you got some more talented young guys, too, in the program behind him.
People want to know all about Travion Freshwater. You get that question a lot. I'm sure you've got him fourth on this depth chart here, but with an opportunity to move up. And would you say he closed out spring strong?
Yeah, I mean, based on everything I heard and just what I saw with my own eyes, I think he's definitely got the potential to keep rising up the depth chart. I mean, the thing about the defensive line is there are so many of them. Like, once you get past the first one, basically, it almost becomes, the second and third and fourth stringers can be pretty interchangeable in that they're going to rotate a lot. Of course, you're going to go into a game with, who's going to be the first to rotate in. But, I mean, especially those D tackle spots, they rotate in so many different players. It's more about who's going to be a part of the rotation rather than who's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever.
All freshmen and sophomores listed here, Igoe, and the same can be said with one junior, Henry Garrison, in the defensive tackle depth chart that you put out there with Rick D'Abreu at the top. And again, you made a good point last week that not all these players are going to exercise their entire eligibility. Some could move on before then, some could transfer, but when you look at sophomore, freshman, junior, I mean, it's almost like that across the board for ECU, a young team, but as you said, some experience here, and D'Abreu has some experience.
Yeah, he played really good last year. I mean, to me, he was easily the most dominant lineman on the field. I mean, if you watch the line, he noticeably moved the guy that was trying to block him back into the backfield more times than not. And the rest of the D line was more just, hey, occupy your gap, stay here, let the linebackers do their work. Whereas DeBrew, however you pronounce it, is more of a disruptive force at this point. Above the other guys, so it'd be nice to see some of those younger defensive linemen like an Elijah Morris, J.V. McCray, Xavier McIver, D'Angelo McKinney. If they could develop into more of disruptive forces, I think that would really help out the line. That's what you're going to see. Guys, when they play early in their career, they're just kind of trying to figure out what the heck they're doing. And as they get more familiar with it, then you get to the point where you can go in there and really disrupt things.
So you have it listed as end, tackle, and then you have a rush outside linebacker. So in ECU's base defense, do you expect to see 4 on the line, one of those being the linebacker?
Yeah, basically it's a hybrid 3-4, but I mean really it's like a 4-2-5 because you almost have you got the 3 down linemen more times than not with the ends and the 2 tackles, and then you got the rush who can kind of do some different things. But again, the rush and DN can be pretty interchangeable at times with the personnel, so you can do some different stuff. I mean, it's just such a multiple defense. It's hard to really peg it into one area. But the rush, you want more of a guy who can drop into coverage, but more times than not is going to be rushing off the edge.
You're basing this on your observations, what you know about the personnel, but also coaches you've talked to, things that have been said by the coaches. So having Jeremy Lewis at the top of the depth chart, shows a lot about his overall athleticism, that he could go back to there and potentially start right away. But are the coaches high on the South Central product?
I think they are. I think they think he could be a potential difference maker. I mean, he's got to, get back healthy and continue to get stronger and more explosive. But I mean, he's got all the raw tools to be an effective edge rusher. Last year, Demir Faison was basically the starter there, and he spent some of the spring at defensive end with his hand in the dirt as well as rush. So you have an experienced option if you want to move him back to rush and do some of the things there. They also experimented with Xavier Smith at rush linebacker in the spring game. And so I think they're just trying to figure out who can kind of create that pass rush, give them a different look at certain times. It can be a very versatile role. But I think Jeremy, on his 2 or 3 weeks of practice, he kind of showed the staff that he can be a factor.
At linebacker, Igoe, we know the names Xavier Smith, Aaron Ramsour, Bruce Bivens. Beyond those names, who are you most excited about at linebacker this year for ECU? And why is it Miles Berry?
Miles Berry, I mean, to me, I'm excited to see Miles, but I'm still excited to see Aaron Ramsour, even though you mentioned him. He still has not been able to string together practices and weeks of practices at a time because of health or medical reasons. So he still needs a good preseason camp. Jacoby Simpson, JUCO transfer, former TCU linebacker, is the guy who really intrigues me, can really run, fly around, big physical linebacker. So I think Miles Berry is just going to be a part of the rotation at some point. I almost write him in as a guy who's going to play some defense, play a lot of special teams, do some different things.
Ramsour, remember, the defense was really bad, and he started getting some snaps early on in his career and was always around the ball, and it might have been luck, might have been instinct, whatever it was, but I remember him being an exciting player. And since then, he's had ups, he's had downs. More so than anything, he's had injuries, right?
Yeah,
that's been the thing that's kind of held him back.
It's been frustrating because you watch him that freshman year and sophomore year. I think he led the team in tackles over that stretch, and he was just so good in terms of his quickness and tackling ability, man. He's just really good, and he's almost better when he can just go out there and go play and not think about what he's doing. And if you can just put him in a position where he can get downhill, not really have to worry about all the moving parts, he really seems to excel. And that's why you'll see him at times just go on the field and just knife through the line, make a play in the backfield, and you're like, man, why doesn't this guy play more? And part of it's the time he's missed, part of it is just getting consistency down. So, 6-year guy, we really, really hope he can have a complete offseason and kind of firmly entrench himself somewhere in that rotation.
At that hybrid position, Gerard Stringer coming back from injury, but Jairo Wilson took over that spot and looks to keep that spot. Igoe as the starter. He played some good football in 2020, but it's great to have Stringer back. And another name here You've been talking up Demetrius Mooney as a guy you think will be a special teams factor for ECU all over the field. Do you think he gets a crack at the defense during a game?
I think if he's going to stay at Sam, it's going to have to be in certain situations, like specialized packages, because to me, Jira is just so good. I don't think you want to take Jira off the field too much. And then you have a guy behind him in Gerard Stringer who got more comfortable in the spring, and he was a former starter. I didn't get to see as much of Mooney as I wanted to defensively during the spring. I meant to watch him more in the spring game, but there's just so much going on. It was tough to keep a close eye on him. So I'm not 100% sure where he stands, but, I mean, he's a guy that can run. He can get downhill, be physical. He doesn't shy away from contact. So that's why I think he'll be a good special teams player, and I think they'll be able to find a role for him defensively.
Same question for the corners that I had for the linebackers. Igoe, we know McMillan, we know Nolan Johnson, we know Fleming. Who are name a corner or two you're excited to see outside of those guys?
Sean Tucker's a second-year freshman who has had the opportunity to be in the weight room a little bit now, add some strength and mass, which is what he was missing. He's got speed, good length, should be a solid player in time. CJ Crump's another young kid who I'm pretty high on based on what I've heard. And then Demel Hickman, kind of the forgotten guy, is a fourth-year sophomore, has steadily gotten better. Played pretty good in the spring game. All those corners look good in the spring game, including a true freshman in Jaden Chalmers. So I'm really high on that position. I think Steve Ellis has done as good of a job with that position as any coach has done on the roster.
That's exciting. You got some talent there. You got some talent at safety, too. DJ Ford is a guy that we said he did not come in, from North Carolina just expecting to have a starting spot, but it sounds like from everything you write, Igoe, to what Mike Houston has said, he has come in and earned a big-time spot on ECU's defense.
Well, that's the thing is, ideally when you add a grad transfer starter from another school, you want him to come in and earn that spot. But, I don't think Coach Houston's staff gives out anything. A guy has to go earn it, and he has with his habits, with his work ethic. And he's just a guy that when you look on the field, he has, an NFL caliber body, NFL caliber skill set. So that really excites you. I mean, it's been a while since you had a dude at safety who could kind of really create plays. Who was the last one at ECU?
Well, I mean, Van pops out in my head, and there's got to be one since then, right?
I mean,
no, maybe not.
I don't just.
Damon Magazoo.
Oh yeah, for sure, Mags. But even that was 2012, 13 since he last played. So it's just been a long time since you really had a game changer at safety. I'm not trying to say Ford's going to go out and be an all-conference safety, but he's got that type of ability if he kind of has the season he's capable of.
The problem is you say the same about linebacker, which tells you how long it's been since we've had solid defenses. Now, on the line, we had that incredible where did this come from year from Nate Harvey. We need to recreate one of those. But you're right, on the back end and even with linebackers, it's been difficult to find a game changer there. At the other safety, there have been times where we thought, Juwan Powell could be like the next big time player at ECU, and he still has potential to be that. And you've still got old man Warren Saba there listed as well. So I don't know. I talked myself up during the offseason. I'm on record, Igoe. I think this defense is going to be a factor, dare I say, a strength of the football team in 2021. Maybe it's just because I know so many of the guys. I don't know. I'm excited about it, and seeing Powell and Saba, I like those guys in the secondary for ECU.
Yeah, I think Juwan Powell had as good.
It is Juwan, right?
Juwan, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he had as good of a spring as anyone in the defensive backfield. Was really consistent, kind of became the guy that ECU thinks he can become. And he's still only a third-year player. I mean, he's a guy that redshirted as a freshman, played last year, kind of early in the year, then had a hamstring injury, then tried to come back and kind of gutted his way through the final season. So he's a guy who hasn't had a full college year yet in terms of playing time. And you bring in some safeties for competition, I think he's kind of embraced that and has really stepped up. So, I mean, you look at the safety position today, I feel really good about the top four of Warren Saba, Juwan Powell, and then Sean Dorso and DJ Ford. I mean, you got four guys who have played in a lot of games, perform well, and then you're bringing in two more safeties in Julius Wood and Kingston McKinstry from JUCO who have a chance to contribute as well. So that position and Sam should be as deep as it's been in probably ever.
Check out the entire article at Hoist the Colors. Igoe projects the ECU post-spring defensive starters, the depth chart, and goes into detail about each and every one of those positions. It is a great read. I read it. I clicked on it.
You clicked on it, and you've let the video play the entire time, so I appreciate that.
You got it. That's all that matters, folks. Let's take a time out, a little more with Steve and Igoe. Chad says, I think deep down Clip dreams of being a hairdresser. You know what? Here's the evidence compiled against me. I have looked down on hairdressers and talked about how easy it was. I have commented on Igoe's hair today. I myself have a great head of hair. If you talk to a therapist and say all these things, the outcome probably would be you want to be a hairdresser. Who knew?
You seem to obsess about it quite a bit. So I think
maybe so. Maybe that Brian North story, that fake Brian North story where he was going to be a hairdresser and a dog groomer, seeped somewhere into my brain, and I realized that's what I wanted to do when I grow up. All right, we'll take a time out, come back, have more with Steve and Igoe from Hoist the Colors. We'll also open up the Pirate Radio booty bag when we return after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get a 2021 Sierra 1500 and save over $5,000 or 0% for 72 months. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
A car wash experience like no other is here at the new Tommy's Express. You'll enjoy a gentle belt conveyor ride through our bright, inviting wash as luscious foams and soft cloths treat your car like new. After a final rinse, wax, and blow dry for a beautiful spot-free shine in just about 3 minutes, help yourself to our free vacuums and mat washers. We're Tommy's Express.
Tommy's Express Wash, now open on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road in Greenville.
Domino's week-long carry-out deal means you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each every day. That's right, $7.99 each, and every day means any day. But just in case there's any confusion, we've set up a helpful website to confirm if today's a day you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each at Domino's. Just go to howabouttoday.com to find out if Domino's week-long carry-out deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes extra large and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size.
In studio today with Tony Edwards from AG Home Solutions. And Tony, you love to help people remodel spaces or even do new construction.
We do, and we also can help people find financing when they want to do projects like this. And so we partner with folks like Joey Barrow with Annie Mac Mortgage.
And Joey's in studio with us as well. And Joey, people have a lot of financing questions to be able to help reach the home of their dreams, whether it's remodel or new construction.
No matter how large or small the project may be, we have options for you. Even if you have credit concerns, we provide guidance to help you get the home of your dream or turn the home that you currently have into the home of your dream.
Joey, how can folks get up with you?
You can call us today at 917-8400, or you can go to our website at greenville.annie-mac.com.
And Tony, what about if people have renovation questions? How can they get up with AG Home Solutions?
You can contact us at 947-2526 or check out our website at aghomesolutions.com.
Thanks again to Tony Edwards from AG Home Solutions and Joey Barrow from Annie Mac Mortgage joining us today.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
University PC Care has been the Pirate Nation's go-to IT expert since 2006. Your office deserves a proactive tech support approach instead of always reacting to issues after the damage is done. You need BizCare. BizCare tech support and cybersecurity plans keep you ahead of potential issues and much safer from cyber threats like ransomware. What's at your office? Call William today to schedule your free BizCare consultation or learn more at universitypccare.com. East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
This is Coach Steve Shankweiler, offensive line coach for East Carolina University football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. At Angel Oak, they continue to make customer service a number one priority. A local mortgage advisor is the key to your transaction success. The combination of their local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard, conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for every financial situation. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All righty. We got some A.J. McMurphy's trivia going on Wednesday night. Just put Igoe through the ringer and got a tough last question. That it's fun though, right?
Yeah, enjoyable.
Relive some of those names. We'll do that Wednesday night. We have a Pirate Radio trivia scheduled, Zoom trivia for later this week that we will drop, episode 5, with Justin Baer from ECU Marketing and Pirate Radio listener Jeff Cannon. So that'll be going on later this week. Charles on Facebook Live. Hey, look who has the hair fetish now. He wants me to take my hat off so he can see my hair. Charles is the one with the hair fetish, not me. You know what, Charles? I'm going to give you a treat today. I'm going to let you see this hair that I cut myself, by the way.
Ooh.
How's it looking? Chandler?
Stupendous.
Pretty good? Shirley? Yeah?
Nice.
Sure.
I would say below average.
You know what?
Keep it off. Keep it off.
A D plus, a C minus?
Yeah, C minus.
All right, I'll take that.
Take it off. Take it off.
All right, relax.
All right.
I go Pirates on to Cincinnati. Swept them earlier this year. I'm going to ask you what I asked Ronnie Woodward. What do you remember about that series?
I remember that they had the Evan Shaver guy who got hurt during his outing. He was their best pitcher.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That's impressive that you remember something. That was so long ago. We've seen so many innings since then. Good for you.
And he made his first appearance last weekend since that game.
So he's back. How'd he do?
He went like 4 or 5 innings, gave up a couple runs, I think. So he should be able to go longer. Their Sunday guy, Garrett Schonley, whatever. He is another lefty that has pitched very well all year. You know, he's always had good stuff, been inconsistent. So they got 2 starters. Beyond that, their depth is thin, but they could hit the ball. That's what I remember the most is they got 4 or 5 dudes at the top of their lineup that can rip it. So they can score some runs.
That Sunday game, and I don't remember this. I looked it up earlier. 2-0, the final score of that game.
That was the game that Schonley started and pitched against Wisenhunt. Or no, Wisenhunt started the first. So I guess it was
Tyler Smith.
Yeah, Smitty.
Yep.
So we'll see. You know, I think they're definitely a very capable team. They're probably, you know, if I had to rank just the teams in the league off what I've seen, I mean, I think it's ECU, Tulane, Wichita, and then I think UCF and Cincinnati are kind of 4 and 5.
Speaking of Wisenhunt, Igoe, does his pitch limit continue to rise as the weeks go on?
Yeah, that would be the goal, to work him up for the postseason. So, I mean, he went 43 last week. I think probably more in the 60, 65 range this week. And then hopefully, you know, you get him up to 80, 85 for the final week. And then in the 100 range for the conference tournament. And then he's basically full go for the postseason. So, hopefully no setbacks. Hopefully he keeps feeling good. And they can work him up. So, you know, interested to see how they try and play the rotation. We know Cooch Maynard, you know, struggled again this past weekend. Tyler Smith has strung together 2 quality starts in a row. to give his team a chance to win since that tough outing against UCF.
With these 4-game series,
which are a nightmare.
We don't like them. We don't like them. Nobody does, but it almost feels like we're in little mini regionals every weekend, and you're gonna get a feel on how to work those when it comes to pitching. And how about the way it worked out Sunday for ECU with guys coming in? 2 guys didn't record an out. Now one of those was, one guy, and that was Beal, who had the blister, I guess,
the cut.
But you had Wilson go a third, Gross goes 2/3, Logish goes 2/3. Spivey goes extended 2 1/3. Colmore nearly finished it out himself, but goes 1 2/3, which brought in Matt Bridges to get the final out. Now these guys, Bridges, Colmore, CJ Mayhew, you're seeing a lot of. And how do you like the way that Godwin's worked it so far? And is it a preview of what we're going to see in a regional? It's clearly he's got his top guys that he likes right now to come out of the bullpen, and he's not afraid to use them in multiple days, back to back days.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think ideally you want to do it, but in a series like this, you kind of have to. I mean, let's be real. Who do you trust in the ECU bullpen in a close game besides Cam, Colmore, Mayhew, and Bridges?
Trust, you're right.
I mean,
the good thing is that Spivey and Saylor have had their moments. All the guys have had their moments. Yeah. The problem is you use the word trust there, and it's hard to find.
It's a 2-1 game in the 7th inning, and you're playing Tulane with first place on the line. Like, you go to the guys you trust. So, that's the big thing. If Spivey, that's what I'm going to start calling him, Spiler. If Spiler, the combination of Spivey and Saylor, had consistency with their stuff, they would be in that realm, but they've just been too inconsistent at times. So you hope that by the end of the year, I thought this weekend they were really good. So if they could, let's say they go to Cincinnati, pitch well, go to USF, pitch well, then when you go into the postseason, you feel more confident in them to go out there and execute consistently. So I think there's a few on that fringe territory, and then you've got the 3 guys that you really trust that if it's game 1 and it's 4-5, 4-3 in the 7th inning, you're going to go to the guys you trust to get that first win. So that's kind of where they sit right now. I don't blame Cliff for going to those guys multiple times this weekend because Tulane's very capable. It almost
felt like a regional, right? Like he wanted to win that series.
Yeah,
and he was going to do anything it took.
And in the game 4, he gave multiple different guys chances in a tight spot to say, "Hey, go in there. I'm going to give you a few batters. If you show that you're capable, then we'll ride you." So that's what he did.
Why Spivey got extended.
Yeah, because he showed that he was on, and the others, he had a quick hook on, but it was at the time a 2-1 or 3-1, 4-1 game. You just can't afford to have guys out there plunking the first batter of the inning, or not being able to throw your breaking ball for strikes. So. I thought he played it fine.
Charles asked, if we win out, are we a national seed? Are we a top 8? Are we hosting a super regional? I'm going to say yes, Steven, because that would put you at what, 45-10?
Yeah, I mean,
you're a top 8 team. So that answer is yes.
45-10, yeah, you'd be there. Now, the chances of that happening, slim. And I saw D1 Baseball just put out their new projection. They have ECU as a 13 seed, which, it kind of puzzles me that they have ECU ranked 11, but they project them as a 13. I guess they just, have other teams passing them. But I think realistically right now you're probably looking in that 10 to 13 range.
Now, again,
but there's so much that can happen.
This year, we're not going to know.
People keep saying that they're not doing seedings, but is that actually 100% confirmed?
I don't know. You know what? I should have asked Aaron Fitt yesterday when we had him on the show.
Because they're doing it as if there are going to be seedings.
And you know who you're matched up with, like ECU and Louisville.
Yeah, and D1 Baseball, I mean, they have very good sources. I'm sure they talk to the regional committee people. So
yeah, I'm back and forth on this one. Are we going to know regional weekend who we would face in a super?
I would think
your
so.
answer is yes. You think
just based off what we talked to Aaron in the press box this past week, and I could be dead wrong, but they give me the vibe that it's still going to be you're matched up with this regional, and then if it plays out to where neither of the host teams win, then somebody still has to host the super regional.
Yeah.
So I don't know though. I just know that they're announcing 20 teams this week.
Wait, you might have just said that. So let's say 2 teams don't win their regional, is there a potential where a regional site could host two teams in a super regional that aren't?
If they match them up, yeah.
Yeah, that could happen.
Because the super regional sites will come from the 16 regional hosts, is what the original NCAA
that sucks
document that was sent out.
But in years past, a 2 seed could host a super regional.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that would stink. That's going to happen this year.
Oh, 100% it will.
It's going to happen. And
It'll probably be ECU's luck. They'll be hosting a super regional with nobody here.
All right, today's super regional contest between Ohio State and Texas Southern. I'll be on the PA duties. You got to go out there and cover it, Igoe.
Oh man, I don't know if I could do it. I could just see Coach Godwin just sitting in his office shaking his head as Texas Southern and Ohio State battle for the right to Omaha.
Oh, that would be wild. All right, Igoe, you've been following the A's stuff at all? Because
yeah, I hate that stadium and it's long overdue.
Well, what's more likely, a new stadium or a relocation?
I mean, probably a relocation because Oakland. I mean, how many teams has Oakland already lost?
Yeah, they just lost their football team.
Mm-hmm.
Is it likely that they become the Las Vegas A's? Is that the most likely?
I don't know.
And you know what? I haven't
followed it that closely.
I always mix up. So are the Warriors
Golden State, but they're basically...
Is it Oakland or is it San Francisco? It says the A's are the lone remaining pro sports team in Oakland after the Warriors moved across the bay to San Francisco. Mm-hmm. So they're considered San Francisco. So it could be all teams, pro teams, moving from Oakland. What if they moved to North Carolina and they put so you'll have the Carolina A's in the American League West taking on the Mariners. You could go to a bunch of Mariners games.
Finally. I would love it, yeah.
That would be sweet. Would you pull for the new North Carolina team?
I would never pull for the A's. I hate the A's. No matter where they go, I will not pull for the A's. They're the worst franchise in the history of baseball.
Yeah, but don't worry about that. They're the Carolina something. What if they change their name?
Then maybe.
Okay.
But they're still the A's, and they're still that crappy O.co Coliseum. That's what I always think about is watching those games at 11:30 p.m., nobody's in the stands, a million yards of foul territory, some dude hitting a drum in left field. Just, oh God, it's just such a miserable experience.
There's a Twitter account on Twitter.
Wait, where?
Whoa.
Hold on. That's crazy.
Actually, it's a Twitter account on Facebook. No, but there is a Twitter account. It's called MLB Raleigh, which is like I guess some sort of
groundswell,
like
support.
a promotion to get a MLB team to Raleigh.
Yeah,
they made a good point. They can go from Oakland to Oak City.
All right, thanks, Chandler. You are. I just think your radar of what's funny and what's good is off today.
No, I didn't think that was funny. I think that's a great idea. I think that's a great pitch.
Well, to be fair,
we not agree?
I don't know if we agree, Coach.
You pointed to him, Clip, get ready.
I had something to say. Now, this is probably not funny or a good point, but instead of the Oakland A's, they could be the Carolina Bees. And we already got the Hornets. Now, see, Chandler, if I hadn't have said that about you, you would have laughed at that. Now you, no matter what I said, are poo-pooing this. I said something negative about you.
The Carolina Bees.
I could have said the funniest joke ever there, and you would not have laughed.
Quate Schmeier.
No, when there's a good joke, there's a good joke. And guess what, buddy? That was not one.
I think Carolina Bees is great.
You have a great point.
Thanks, Shirley.
Oh, Shirley.
All right, so there's that. Anything else going on, Igoe?
Nothing.
You going to watch the NFL schedule release tomorrow?
Probably not. I'll probably just
online it.
I'll probably just get on Twitter and look up a Twitter account and see the schedule, because the Broncos will tweet it out at 8:01 or whatever time the schedule release is supposed to happen.
Is there any Broncos leaks?
I'm sure there will be. Mike Kliss from the Denver Post now works for some news station. Usually he leaks the entire schedule.
I'm ready for David Newton to leak a schedule.
A wrong schedule?
It'll just be absolutely wrong.
The Panthers played the Philadelphia 76ers week 2. Hey, good joke, right?
That was good.
Chandler cracked up. All right.
Where there's a good joke, there's a good joke.
Steven, thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having me.
And have a good rest of your week, pal.
All right.
Okay. Shirley, open up the booty bag.
Booty. See ya, Steven.
This is awkward. Steven's chair rolling sound.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
All right, 317-1250.
1250.
The phone is already ringing. Shirley, what caller are we looking for today?
I'm going to go with lucky number 7 today.
All right, do you want to know what we're giving away, folks? Shirley's going to tell you right now.
A $20 Captain Special Car Wash from Pirates Cove Car Wash.
At the car wash, that could be you. They're singing about in that song. 317-1250. Come on, Chandler. This is going to be a good one. I know it. I feel it. I smell it.
There might be a gas shortage.
I was right. He hadn't even said the punchline, and it's funny.
There might
Can't take you nowhere, Chandler.
There might be a gas shortage, but there is not a water and soap shortage.
Wow.
Shortage.
Well done, so. All right, caller 7 is the winner. We're back with more after this.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers through the year of COVID. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
Wait up. Papa John's has a new stuffed crust? Oh, we did it. All our tweets, DMs, and carrier pigeons worked! This ain't just stuffed crust. This is Papa John's crust. Stuffed.
Hey, Pirate fans, order the new Epic Stuffed Crust One-Topping Pizza for only $12. The new Epic Stuffed Crust Pizza is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates. Are you ready for sunshine, hot dogs, and baseball? Opening day is right around the corner on May 11th. The Woodies are ready for the 2021 season. The dudes are kicking it off with fireworks and their magnet schedule giveaway presented by Bojangles. Come out for opening day on May 11th for baseball, giveaways, and an amazing fireworks show presented by WNCT Channel 9 and Bojangles. The Woodies have games all week long, so be sure to get your tickets early. We expect a sellout crowd for opening week. See you all for opening week, kicking off on May 11th. Go Woodies! Looking for a professional to take care of your commercial properties? Gallenberg Lawns is here for you because customer service is number one. Gallenberg Lawns specializes in eco-friendly landscaping design, mulch, hedging, sod installation, pine straw, tree planting, and much more. If you need landscaping help for your commercial property, call Gallenberg Lawns today for a free quote at 919-647-6193.
Gallenberg Lawns, we make it pretty.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Look for Sparky Snowballs location at the Food Truck Rodeo on the corner of Evans Street and Fire Tower Road, and remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low, low prices, service too.
See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's ISIS. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
This is ECU basketball coach Joe Dooley, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Quality Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer with 28 locations to serve you. Quality Equipment is open in Winterville next to Sam's Club, or visit qualityequip.com to find the location near you. And congratulations to Jeff Dover of Greenville. Picked up a $20 Captain Special Car Wash from Pirates Cove Car Wash. Keep your vehicle clean with the Pirates Cove Fast Pass with unlimited washes for only $9.99 for your first month. Pirates Cove Car Wash, the ultimate car wash experience, and the official car wash of ECU Athletics with locations on 10th Street, Fire Tower Road, and Memorial Drive. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Clip Rock here with you. Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt, having a good time. Thanks to our guest on the show today, Stephen Igoe, Brandon Manning, Matt Davis, and Billy Weaver. We'll tell you what's coming up on Wednesday's show in just a little bit. But right now, let's hear a little bit from the upcoming Pirate Radio podcast. If you're listening to our live edition, you will hear it at 6 o'clock right on these airwaves. If you want to hear it right now or anytime, you can download it at iTunes. Check it out on SoundCloud. It is our very own Jenny Shelton going one-on-one with Amanda Houston, the wife of ECU head football coach Mike Houston. And we'll hear a clip of that now where a bit of an awkward moment with Houston and the Houston kids from their time at James Madison.
I just remember we were living in Charleston, South Carolina, which is a pretty good place to live. And I just remember, like, are you sure this is what you want to do? And he said, yeah, this is the right thing. It's the right job. It's a good job. I said, okay, let's go. And so we fly up. They fly us up to meet with Mike for the press conference. And the boys still don't know that we've really actually taken this job. But I think Owen's starting to figure it out. So we fly into this airport, this very rural area, and the assistant athletic director meets Mike and him meet us there and take us into town. Well, it's a lot of farm country, and I just remember being in the car, and Owen, my oldest, goes, this place is really boring. And you've got the athletic director in the car, the assistant athletic director, and I thought, oh no. And then we get into town, and I realized, I was like, oh, you have a Target. And he was like, of course we have a Target. And I was like, I just realized how just funny and that it really sounded like we really thought we were moving to the middle of nowhere.
Culture shock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it ended up being an amazing move and one of my favorite places, but who knew?
All right, there you go. Amanda Houston, Jenny Shelton on the Pirate Radio podcast coming up. And, you know, think about that because we every day on the show have like news about a coach taking a new job. And you really don't think about how it affects the families, the kids going to a brand new spot, kids going to a brand new school. But, I mean, Chandler, it happens every day. Like, it's kind of like these guys in the transfer portal. There's been a coach portal all along, and everybody's trying to move up, get the next best job, and provide for their families and have the best life for their families. But the people behind the scenes in these moves also affected.
Shout out to Amanda Houston, one, for coming on with us and doing a podcast with Jenny. And then shout out to all the coaches' wives out there who are having to bounce around and the kids as well. I mean, you think about kids having to learn new environments as they go along, as their dad, jumps from job to job, having to meet new friends. I remember talking to Amanda off the air the other night, and the boys were kind of upset to leave Harrisonburg because they had met so many new friends in school, and were having a great bond with those kids, and then had to move. But she said, luckily, they have been able to form new friendships here in Greenville, and she just went on and on about how they love the city of Greenville. But I do love watching those the videos of when he's hired and they fly him into PGV, and I kind of I've watched the Mike Houston. I remember watching it when he got hired. And taking them around, touring the facilities and the press conference, and so it's got to be cool. I mean, at the same time, it's got to be cool as a kid to be like, yeah, my dad's like the head coach of this university, and going to school and being that kid, So, but a lot of good stuff there from Amanda Houston.
All right, last night, the Carolina Hurricanes lost their third straight game. They're kind of limping into the playoffs here, but still 80 points, which is tied for the most in the NHL. The Las Vegas Knights, the Vegas Golden Knights, I should say, their team name correctly, have 80 points and have another game left to play, so they could overtake the Canes for the most points in the NHL. Looking at other teams, the Colorado Avalanche have 78 points, and they have 2 games left to play, so they could bypass everybody, the Knights and the Canes. And I think there's one more team, the Maple Leafs have 76 with 2 games left, so they could catch the Hurricanes. Bottom line is the Hurricanes will have home ice advantage for the first 2 rounds, potentially longer. The way this is going, unfortunately, they're going to see the same teams they've faced the entire regular season for the first 2 rounds. They're going to play the Predators in round 1 of the playoffs. Who they just lost to twice in a row. They could potentially play them 9 straight games if the series goes 7 games. Man. They will play the Panthers Lightning winner in round 2. But as Brooks notified us last week, so the Calgary Flames have only played 52 games. You got to play 56. So I guess we still are going to have to wait a little while. I haven't seen a playoff schedule or anything like that, so we're still going to have to wait a little while before the playoffs begin. But the Canes are in. They are done with their regular season and ended on top of the Central Division. A great season, but I don't know. I'm not too concerned with the way they finished up with the 3 straight losses.
So basically, it's downtime for the Hurricanes right now. Yeah.
Major downtime.
That could be an advantage. That could be a disadvantage.
It could, with the injuries, they can rest up some guys and maybe use it as an advantage. Looking at the NBA standings as we come down to the wire, how many games do the Hornets have left, Chandler? Do
4.
You know? All right, 4 games left. They
start tonight.
Tonight against the Nuggets.
Denver Nuggets.
That's not fun.
It's a tough stretch.
Yeah.
A tough stretch for Buzz City. They have the Denver Nuggets tonight. They have the Los Angeles Clippers on Thursday night. Both of those games that are at home, and then they go on the road to New York to face the Knicks, and then they finish the season in Washington to face the Wizards.
Hornets right now are 8th in the East. In a normal year, that means they would play the 1 seed, which would be the 76ers, but this is not a normal year. There is a play-in tournament. The Celtics and Hornets would play 1 game because the Celtics are 7th. The Celtics and Hornets would play. The winner of that would be the 2 seed, would play the 2 seed, would be the 7 seed and play the 2 seed. The loser of that game would play the winner of the 9 and 10 seeds, which would be Pacers Wizards, for the right to be the 8 seed. Hopefully that makes sense to you.
I'm starting to kind of see it in my head.
Well, I mean, I understand it, but it is a little bit confusing. Bottom line is the Hornets trying to keep that 8th spot, which will give them 2 opportunities basically to get into the actual playoffs.
Right.
They are 1 game ahead of the Pacers. They are a game and a half up on the Wizards, who are playing really well. And was it last night, Chandler, that Russell Westbrook set the record?
Yep, passed Oscar Robertson for most career triple-doubles. I want to say the number was 187. It was a record that was held for 47 years.
Yep.
But it was broken last night thanks to Russell Westbrook, who plays for the Washington Wizards.
And again, he is averaging a triple-double this season. Major League Baseball coming up tonight right here on Pirate Radio. We got a good one between the O's and the Mets. John Means. Can he go back-to-back no-nos? He was on the mound tonight, 4-0 on the year, 1.37 ERA, taking on Marcus Stroman, the former Duke Blue Devil, pitching well this year as well. It'll be the O's and the Mets here on Pirate Radio. Chandler's Nationals facing off with the Phillies. My Braves taking on the Blue Jays tonight at Truist Park. Let's take our final timeout. We will come back, wrap up today's edition of Pirate Radio Live, and get you set for Wednesday's show when we return after this.
In studio today with Rafiki from F3 and another community event coming your way this week. Tell us about it.
This Friday at the Drew Steele Center on Elm Street, F3 ENC is sponsoring what we're calling a Free to Bleed blood drive from 11 to 4. You can sign up at redcrossblood.org to get your appointment. We'll have you in and out as quick as possible, and everyone who gives will receive a $5 gift certificate to Amazon.com. Help us meet our goal of at least 25 units and be a part of saving lives in Eastern North Carolina.
If you are push mowing your yard using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated, welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see Ron Ayers Motorsports. It will guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11 north of the airport in Greenville.
The Tarboro River Bandits are back, and this year we'll have a full season, and all fans are welcome this year. Come watch some of the best collegiate baseball around with over 20 Division I players on this active roster looking to compete at a high level. We have a family-friendly atmosphere, awesome stadium, food and drink specials, plus the coldest beer on the East. Come do something different with the family this summer with the Tarboro River Bandits. 29 home games to choose from. Tickets available at the gate or online at TarboroRiverBandits.com.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
How much does the word reliable mean? Sure, all businesses describe themselves as reliable, and we certainly wouldn't expect any business to be unreliable, but when you take a word like reliable and make it your way of life, the entire core of your business, it tends to mean a little more. And it's something you have to show people, not tell them. At Delcor, we show it by being there the same day you call. We show it by simply doing outstanding work with exceptional products, a family-oriented work ethic, and genuine caring for all of our neighbors throughout Eastern NC, because in a time of need, we know the first and the only thing you need is someone you can count on. That's why we only use equipment you can count on too, like a train comfort system. It's hard to stop a train. Delcor can have a new train comfort system installed in no time, or we can provide an AC tune-up to make sure your system is performing well. So will your system keep you cool all summer? Find out. Call us. We're Delcor, the service professionals, reliable for over 4 decades. Visit DelcorInc.com today.
Hi, this is Jason Shepard with The Place, located on the Washington waterfront. The Place is not just a restaurant anymore. We are now the place for great food, great drinks, and great entertainment for all ages. We have karaoke Wednesday night, shag night Thursday, and live music Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, as well as a great patio to enjoy the beautiful weather. Be sure to check out our Facebook page for all the latest information. The Place is located on Main Street on the Washington waterfront in historic downtown Washington. I look forward to seeing you at The Place.
In sports, if you think joy only happens after you win, think again. Look at the world's most successful athletes like Serena Williams, Brooks Koepka, and Alex Morgan. They don't spend all their days grinding away. They take time to enjoy themselves, like getting together with friends over a Michelob Ultra, because they know that happiness is the key to winning, and that joy is the whole game, not just the end game. Michelob Ultra. 95 calories, 2.6 grams of carbs. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. AB Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Coach Blake Carroll, defense coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your stock market report for today. The Dow was down 473 points at 34,269. The NASDAQ was down 12 at 13,389, and the S&P was also down 36 points at 4,152. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors stock market report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is Clip Rock.
All right, fun Tuesday show today. Thanks everybody for tuning in and chiming in. We'll be back with you Wednesday, and we will talk to ECU play-by-play voice for baseball, Corey Glore. He'll join us before he heads out to Cincinnati. He'll be here inside the Pirate Radio studios. We will talk to the voice of the Pirates as well, Jeff Charles. We'll have his weekly chat with us here on Pirate Radio Live. We've got Bryce Williams. Talk some football and more with Bryce Williams.
We got to ask if Bryce has gas.
Yeah, I want to hear his thoughts on the gas situation, and I want to hear his reaction to Chandler's gas joke.
Because, he likes to go out on the boat.
Oh, yeah.
Gas is a little more expensive with boats.
Dang, Shirley, I didn't think of that.
Might be sitting up in that little tree fort.
Just go eat Taco Bell.
That's all you gotta do.
He'll probably believe me. So if I get Taco Bell, they'll give me free gas?
Bryce might be out there rowing. He likes fishing so much. We'll have to ask him on Wednesday.
He'll be swimming. Hell.
All right, we will see you fine folks Wednesday, 3 o'clock for an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. For Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt, I'm Clip Brock. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation.